Hi, Collective. Welcome or welcome back. Please hit the like, share, or subscribe button. If not for the content, then for the support and encouragement. A little bit goes a long way for me, and I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's jump into your reading. We are going to be peering into the mind of your person, seeing what they are thinking of or about you at this very moment. That came fast. First card is Meddler. I may step in and try to influence or control your life. I'm certain I know best. Give me more. So your person may think that right now you don't know what to do without them controlling or influencing your thoughts in some way. You have safe space. I accept and respect you for who you are and only ask for the same in return. So this person may feel as though that they show up for you in a way where even though they think they know what's best and try to control or influence your life, that they also are respecting you and giving you a safe space to exist. And more than likely, they feel as though they're not getting that in return, which is why they say they're only asking for the same. Give me two more. You have growth. I will ignite a spark inside you, inspiring greater depth and expansion. So this would go along with that card next to Meddler, where they feel like they need to influence or control your life in order to inspire you to reach or achieve greater heights in your personal life. Give me one more. And then you have loan. I'm in need of financial assistance. That's a strange combination. And at the bottom of the deck, you have small favor. I'm hoping you won't mind helping me with something minor. So that would go alongside loan. So somebody may be in need of some sort of financial assistance. They may be in some sort of bind, and they may just step back into your life to try to control or influencing you while influencing you to help them out with a small favor and give them a loan. Okay. That is really weird. So I will keep these cards off to the side in case we need to reference to them later on in the readings, in case they correlate with any other cards. Now I'll be pulling some oracle to peer into the situation that you may currently find yourselves in with your person. These cards are extremely hard to shuffle, Collective. I think I mentioned that in the last video. These are fairly new, so just bear with me while I try to get them to blend seamlessly for a good read. What does the collective need to know currently about their person and their thoughts? And or their person's situation? What they think about them or anything else relevant for the collective to know. Wow, these are not shuffle-friendly cards. Wow. Maybe I got a different version of the cards. I don't know. Everyone else that I see in the tarot universe using them looks like their deck is giving them no issue. So you have health concern in the reverse. You have mature woman. You have earth angel. You have twin flame. You have surprise. You have karmic masculine. You have high honor. One more card for me, please. Spirit. One more. Thank you. And you have Ice Queen. So I can interpret this a great deal in many ways. And at the bottom of the deck, you have Priestess in reverse. So somebody you know personally, could be a grandmother, it could be a family member or a friend of an older age, or even yourself that have had health concerns in the past and no longer have them. And or it could be looked at in a spiritual sense where you are no longer attached to any entities that would make your spirit sick. As for mature woman, you could be that mature woman, or it can be a mature woman in your life currently, a mother, a sister, an aunt, something of that nature. And then for Earth Angel, that could refer to you, also to other people in your life, but I'm picking up the main energy as this being you. And Twin Flame could be you and the person that we're doing this reading on. Some things may come as a surprise to you. You may be surprised that you're turning into a mature grown woman. You may be surprised that you are no longer sick. You may be surprised if you're dealing with a karmic masculine. You may be surprised if you're being honored for something. And or you may be surprised that you had to I don't know how to phrase it, but if you had to turn cold internally in the way that you deal with people and started acting like an ice queen, you probably didn't think that you had it in you to be that type of a personality. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify some of this with tarot. just now realized that you guys can't see all of the cards. So I'm just going to move them over one more time. Spirit-wise, health concern here in the reverse. You have the Five of Wands in reverse. So it says avoiding conflict, lack of growth, a lack of energy, missed opportunities, and lost battles. So while you may have been getting well and or on your way to a full recovery or already fully recovered, you may be avoiding conflict. You may have lack of energy. You may have missed some opportunities while healing. Lack of growth could, in this sense, be to the sickness expanding spiritually or physically. And you may have lost a lot of battles, but you won the fight, so to speak. I don't know why Spirit just told me to say that phrase, but give me more on that health concern, please. That's too much, Spirit. Come on now. One more. Thank you. You have Judgment, Sagittarius energy. So it was more towards the spiritual side, where it says rebirth, awakening, renewal, judgment. And the quote here says, be accountable for your actions. So in the spiritual sense, you may have run across this karmic masculine because you were in your low vibrational energy at one point. So you got spiritually sick, but you had a rebirth and an awakening and judgment passed on you. And you needed to go through that in order to be renewed back to your normal sense of self, health-wise and spiritually. You may have even experienced a tower moment while going through this transition. Why is mature woman here? Why is mature woman here? You have the Sun, Leo energy. I think I'll get another one just so I don't have to go back and clarify. So that card says vitality, positivity, success, and joy. Thank you. And this is leaning more to the reverse side. So you also have the Page of Pentacles. So with the sun being here, it says the sun reminds us that every day is a new opportunity to shine. Everything is illuminated. So you may have been illuminated as to a certain situation that contributed to your growth. And as a result, you had unlimited vitality, positivity, success, and joy in your life as a result of that. And with the Page of Pentacles being in reverse, it speaks of lack of focus, missed opportunity, lack of direction, impracticality, and frivolity. So you may have at one point been loose with your money, overspending on impractical things. You may have experienced lack of direction, missed a lot of opportunities, and didn't really have enough focus to obtain certain things in your life for your highest good. So you may have this may be speaking on your past self when you were spiritually sick, before judgment got passed, and you more than likely experienced that tower moment like I mentioned earlier. These may have been the old qualities that you had before you found yourself frolicking in a sun moment where positivity, success, and joy started to enter your life as you matured into this mature woman we see here. Why is Earth Angel here? Jesus, my daughter would get up during a reading. She's been asleep all day for hours, and now when I get on the table, she wants to start making herself known. I may have to pause the reading. Let's see. So you have the Emperor in the upright. That is going to be Aries energy. He represents authority, structure, stability, leadership. And his quote is, order and simplification are the first steps towards mastery of a subject. Lead everyone by example. So you may be dealing with an emperor as an earth angel, someone who asserts their authority, keeps your relationship structure stable, and exhibits leadership, takes care of you, makes sure you're well provided for. And that may be because, again, they view you as this earth angel who deserves it all, and rightfully so. Give me one more. And or this could be a father figure to you, or your actual father, or some male figure in your household or family structure. But I'm strongly pulling towards this being your person at one point in time. Thank you. So you have the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Sorry about that, guys. Where was I? So the Seven of Pentacles states that this card is about investment, long-term vision, patience, perseverance, waiting. So this may be the qualities of your emperor. This also may be your qualities as well. So you may share the same energy in that regard. It says patience is a virtue. What is yours will always come back to you. Have faith. That's odd. That seems like it's relationship related where one party left the other and are no longer together. So it's my assumption that you guys built a life together, plan to be together for a very long time. Your person was very patient, persevered, invested in you, more than likely invested in whatever business as well, career-wise. But it struck me that this person was structurally sound. And with you being the Queen of Wands with confidence, creativity, leadership, passion, warmth, it says for the quote, your warmth and confidence inspire those around you. So it seems here that you two would have been a perfect fit for one another, both heavily invested in the relationship, wanting to see it through long term. Your person seen you as this Queen of Wands. Warm, confident, inspiring, creative, passionate, with leadership qualities in you as well. Okay. Why is Twin Flame here? I like this so far, collective. Nothing negative, nothing negative. Regardless of what's on the board, it's all positive so far. You have the Two of Wands. It says the world is yours to conquer, but first you must decide which path to take. It says planning, decision-making, partnerships, progress. So more than likely, this is your person who is, or who was when you were in a relationship with them, did a lot of planning, a lot of decision-making, treated you as an equal partner. You guys saw a lot of progress within the relationship. And that would fit also under the bandwidth of the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles for your person's character at this time. So they were really dependable. And they were really, really holding you to high regards and high esteem. Seems like they may have planned dinner dates, helped you pick out things as far as decor for the house. They were very involved in a lot of your life planning. You weren't doing it alone. You had your partner as well that supported you in a lot of things. Let me get one more. So you have the Tower, and you have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups speaks to emotional fulfillment. Excuse me, I can't talk tonight. Emotional fulfillment, satisfaction, being materially accomplished, having material or creature comforts met. So it says, for the quote, you have all it takes to fulfill all your needs and wishes. So this is a wish fulfillment card, meaning that you're very self-sufficient in anything that you desire, you are able to manifest and get with ease. So it says, will a wish or desire be fulfilled at the bottom of that quote? And it says satisfaction, emotional fulfillment, material comfort, and gratitude. So I feel as though your person spoiled you, gave you emotional fulfillment, material comforts, gifts. They were grateful for whatever it was that you did for them. They were satisfied within the relationship. They had no complaints, and if they did, it was very little. And then you have the Tower, which says sometimes destruction is necessary to make way for new growth. Change is inevitable. It's unexpected and avoidable. And it asks the question, what structures in your life need to be broken down for new opportunities to emerge? So it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. When I first got into tarot, I thought it was a bad thing, but I learned that it could be necessarily good if it means change and evolving. So it says chaos, upheaval, revelation, sudden change. So there may have been a change to your relationship within this time frame, for better or for worse. But it seems prior to this Tower moment that all was well. So let me get one more card. Why is the Tower here? So So this, again, could mean that your relationship changed for the better or it changed for the worst. And this card wanted to come out here in reverse. So you have the Ace of Wands, lack of inspiration, blocked creativity, frustration, misuse of power. And it usually says for the quote, a spark of creativity ignites within you. Embrace the fire of inspiration and take action. How can you channel your energy and passion towards your goals? So with this being in the reverse, somebody was feeling a lack of inspiration in the relationship or related to their activities as far as work or home life. Blocked creativity, which I'm assuming has to do with work. Frustration, which could also be related to work. And someone misused their power. It could have been you or it could have been your person. But since we are peering into the personality and mindset and maybe current thoughts of your person, we are just going to safely assume that this was your person who ended up experiencing all of these issues. We will go back and clarify with some other cards from a different deck. Why is surprise here? So you have the Lovers and you have the Ace of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Swords in reverse, which says abuse of power, manipulation, coldness, and lack of empathy. And here on the Ace of Wands card that we pulled earlier, it says misuse of power at the bottom. So your person may have turned on you at some point. And with the Lovers being here, the Lovers is also a choice card. It does stand for it does stand for couples, lovers, married persons, but again, this card used to at one point be called the choice, where you had to make a choice about something. It says love is not about possession, love is about appreciation. What decisions do you need to make about love and relationships? So with this being here, I take it as obviously it's about a couple, married or not, but I see it as someone had a choice to make in this partnership. It was either you or your person that had to make a decision. We will clarify that. And then you have the Ace of Swords here, clarity, new ideas, mental power, truth, breakthroughs. So I feel as though a truth came to the surface, a certain truth about a certain situation, or a new idea as far as how to operate within the relationship. Someone really had to use their mental clarity and power to break through some sort of truth, break through to some sort of truth. And it may be in relation to how to keep the relationship or make it better. With breakthroughs being here, meaning that you went through something difficult, but you made it through to the other side, but it wasn't without a lot of mental clarity and new ideas about how you can make the situation work and, you know, strength, through the sheer strength of your mind. So we will definitely go back and clarify a few of these cards again. Why is surprise here? You have the Two of Swords. Balance the heart and the head to make the best decision. What choices do I need to make that require me to find balance between my emotions and my logic? It means balanced choices, difficult decisions, compromise, inner conflict. Give me one more. So this was either you or your person. Either you had to make a different decision or compromise or had inner conflict. and or your person had to make decisions, compromise, and fight inner conflict, or the both of you may have had to do that and work together in coming to a conclusion or a decision. Then you have the Empress. This is Taurus energy, and I'm sorry if I didn't clarify, but the Lovers is Gemini energy here. Yep. So with the Empress being here, she is always pregnant. She embodies all the queens in the tarot deck. She is loving, caring, kind, nurturing, fertile, abundant. This would be you. So to me, it looks like you were surprised that you or your person had difficult choices to make, or that you had to compromise when the relationship so early on in the reading seemed like it was an equal balance of give and take. And it indicates that you remained in your abundant fertility, your abundance in your fertility. I can't speak right now. I'm sorry. Spirit, slow it down for me. It looks like you were still in your abundance at this time. You were still very nurturing. That did not change for you. But you may have been surprised at how your person changed. So you may have blocked off wanting to see said change in your person, maybe because they don't typically act in a certain kind of way that would require you to make difficult or balanced choices, or cause you to have any kind of inner conflict. So you maybe perhaps closed yourself off emotionally to this person to try to figure out what could be done about a particular situation. Why is karmic masculine here? You have the Chariot in reverse, Cancer energy. So this means lack of direction, aggression, lack of control. So this is your person. This is why you more than likely put up your Two of Swords or were in that energy, because this person started lacking direction, maybe even in the relationship. It could be in relation to a job or life choices, but I feel as though this was also mainly in regards to the relationship. They more than likely lacked control of something and were becoming very aggressive. So maybe they felt as though, I'm getting, maybe they feel like they lost control in the relationship, and so they became aggressive as a result of it. And with the lack of direction, I feel as though calling back to the having to make decisions and compromise, now that this Chariot is clearing it up, I feel like you were the one that was trying to compromise and find solutions to the situation, and that this person lacked direction in helping you make those decisions. Give me more on this Chariot and karmic masculine, please. That is too much, Spirit. Come on. Please just give me one more to clarify the Chariot. Thank you. And then you have the Six of Cups, stagnation, emotional baggage, inability to move on. So this person was probably stagnant, not only in their jobs or career, but they also were carrying around a lot of emotional baggage, and were maybe, I'm getting the sense of the inability to move on. Like, so this person may have been really, really petty during arguments, and while you wanted to smooth it over and forget it, or maybe even work on it to find a solution, this person would find some way to not move on from the situation, like constantly bring it up or throw it in your face or drag it on for days. Yeah, maybe that aggressive behavior kind of channeled into passive aggressiveness. Why is High Honor here? Sorry, guys. This deck is frustrating me. It's really acting like a new set. And I've been had these cards. They should be broken in by now and easy to shuffle. So you have Temperance in the reverse. That's going to be Sagittarius energy. It says extremism, imbalance, disharmony, and excess. So it seems to me as though you got tired of taking the high road. It seems like you got tired of being the only one to always have to walk away from the situation, right or wrong. And 9 times out of 10, you were more than likely right. So you started to get kind of short-tempered with this person. It caused imbalance to your relationship, to your health, to your mental, to your physical. And also it was too much in excess. This fighting and arguing that always seemed to pop back up from this person's inability to move on from it, almost like they were holding a grudge against you or taking or keeping score of every time you guys got into it. They were doing it too much. Give me one more on high honor and imbalance. Something tells me you handled it like a champ, though. It didn't break you. It just kind of pissed you off and got on your nerves. But you never did anything to be vicious or retaliatory. You never tried to hit below the belt, is what I'm getting. And then you have Justice here. That's going to be Libra energy. So you wanted to bring a certain sense of justice to the situation. You wanted fairness. You wanted truth. You wanted balance. Everything that is the opposite of this Temperance card in reverse, which would essentially mean temperance if it were in the upright. Maybe you were not able to get this person to give you equal give and take after a certain point in time, and you were burdened with certain things which made the scales unbalanced and not equal. So perhaps this person was expecting you to do something, that took a lot of your time or energy or money, and they weren't reciprocal. So it was more or less like they were taking more than what they were giving in the relationship after a certain point in time, because in the earlier readings of the cards, this person fell under the Emperor, where they were authoritative, but they were kind, and they led with structure and stability and leadership. And then at some point, they got stagnant, started misusing the power that they had in the relationship, and was, being petty. So Justice being here and high honor being here, again, I feel like you were tired of taking the high road. All you wanted was fairness in the relationship. And if this person ever lied to you and you caught on to it, or you sensed that all you wanted was truth, all you wanted was balance. Why is Ice Queen here? Thank you. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So that's recovery, hope, reaching out for help, acceptance, and relief. So it seems to me as though you had to block off your feelings and become this cold type of person in order to deal with this energy. With the Five of Pentacles being in reverse, it lets me know that this person was basically latching onto you for whatever it was that you could give in the relationship, didn't give it back equally. And so in some ways you felt like you were being taken advantage of. But you started to reach out for help, maybe from friends or family, probably giving you advice like, hey, you should really stop doing that. It doesn't feel right. Like, this person shouldn't be doing this to you. And they probably helped you out in whichever way possible, which gave you some form of relief, helped you recover from whatever you were going through mentally and emotionally with this person, gave you some sort of hope for being able to go back to being in your Empress energy, which is abundance and creativity and nurturing. I have a feeling this person started to pull you away from self. You weren't feeling like yourself towards the middle or end of this relationship by the time you got done with this person. if you're not still currently with this person. You did not feel like yourself. Give me one more on Ice Queen and Five of Pentacles. I said one more, but okay. They gave me two. So you have the Fool, that's Aries energy. This symbolizes new beginnings, spontaneity, freedom, and optimism. So yeah, that goes right alongside the Five of Pentacles in reverse, where you had recovery, hope, relief, reaching out for help. You wanted to start a new beginning of some sort away from this karmic masculine who used to be an emperor. You were willing to take that risk to put yourself first is what I'm hearing. And it could also be interpreted as, since this King of Wands is out here with leadership, vision, entrepreneurship, passion, and confidence, this also reflects the energy of your person. So they more than likely started to backtrack on the way that they treated you and started treating you with some form of what you started to see earlier on in the relationship, which was equal give and take, and or with passion, and or they essentially started behaving is what I want to say, because once you started taking back your power in this Ice Queen energy, I feel like if you guys aren't together, and I strongly feel that you are not at the moment, they want to come in with this new beginning to start with you all over again as this King of Wands. They want to show you that passion and that confidence that they lost somewhere along the lines during the relationship, with the stagnation, the emotional baggage, and so on and so forth. All right, let's get to clarifying some of these cards, so that way this doesn't run an hour like it usually does. Because Lord only knows I'm trying to get these videos to be shorter. Not that I don't like doing longer readings, but I feel like you guys at a certain time like lose focus or attention or something like that, I feel like. You know, because people do have stuff to be doing. Let's see. Let's clarify that Tower. Let's clarify that. Let's clarify that. Okay. Let's clarify that and that. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Another interruption from the kiddo. All right, where was I? Okay, we're going to clarify all of this with a different deck. And I'm going to shuffle this one more time, collective. Jeez, and Christmas. That is loud. Okay. Oh, you guys didn't see me cut. Sorry about that. Why is Twin Flame here? So you have weakness in the reverse and fear. So somebody was not weak and somebody was full of fear. So this gives me the energy of you not being weak. You were actually the strong one in the relationship that held it together and made it work. And your person more than likely was operating out of a fear-based mindset. Maybe they feared losing you is what I'm hearing. Because you were so strong, they more than likely felt some sort of need to compensate, especially by becoming, it was in the other set of cards, I forgot, but especially with becoming aggressive and misusing and abusing whatever power they had in the relationship. So just know that your person, they do love you, but they were operating out of a place of fear. They knew that you were too good for them, or they felt like that. And so they started to try to dominate and control the relationship with a negative narrative in order to feel like they had some sort of control, as if they were trying to prevent you from seeing their insecurities or something like that, so you wouldn't want to leave or that you couldn't leave. Why is justice in the reverse here? Why is justice in the reverse here? You have pretty and non-committal. And again, justice speaks of unfairness, dishonesty, and bias and imbalance. So again, it goes back to, and you have non-committal and pretty. So it goes back to say again that your person was very much insecure because you were pretty. And they probably more than likely felt like they couldn't be in the relationship anymore. It's kind of like, I gotta leave before you hurt me, or I gotta hurt you before you hurt me kind of thing. And whatever it was, this person treated you unfairly because of it, which is why justice is here. The way that they treated you was not justifiable. And as a result, they started acting in this non-committal ass energy. And non-committal doesn't necessarily have to mean only like with cheating. It could be not showing up for you as they should be showing up for you, being there at important events or things, or showing up for things that were important to you. Like if you had a dinner date that they said they were going to take you out on next week, and then next week comes and all of a sudden they have an excuse as to why not to take you. Or if they said they were going to get you something, all of a sudden they didn't have the money, or they forgot even though they knew about it in advance. And that kind of thing, where they're not doing what they say they were going to do for you or with you. And it could also, again, mean cheating. But I haven't seen any signs besides the verbal version of it, or something alluding to it, but no solid evidence as of yet. So I don't want to assume that they cheated. So let's just see what the rest of these cards clarify. Why is karmic masculine here? You have lazy. Give me more. You have ego in the reverse. Give me more. You have shallow. Give me one more. Ooh, that one came out quick. And you have scarcity. Oh boy. So at the bottom of the deck, you have protected sex, mix of both depending on the mood, and unprotected sex. So this person may have been cheating and may have been using, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, this person came from a scarcity mindset, some place of lack, feeling like they weren't enough, either that or that they could not maintain financial abundance in order to provide for you or for themselves. This person was shallow, and or they put you in lack and scarcity. They more than likely spent your money and never paid you back, or again, never equally contributed, which left you in a scarcity mindset, like you had to save up or put something to the side for a rainy day because this person was always mismanaging your funds or the funds that you shared together. It could go either way. And then on top of that, this person is shallow, and or they thought that you were shallow because you were pretty. So that probably built up some sort of like underlying resentment, I'm getting. And then with ego being in the reverse, this can speak to you not being egotistical. You, regardless of being pretty or whatever you are, you weren't living in your ego. You were humble. And or this could stand for your person not having their ego stroked anymore by you, and or feeling as though you weren't stroking their ego enough, and or they had no more ego. It got deflated. Something you did, something you said made them feel as though they weren't getting enough praise or attention, and it kind of deflated their ego. And then with this person, I feel as though they were very lazy. They didn't put any effort to make the relationship work, to give equal give and take. You always, again, had to come out of your purse. You, again, always had to fix whatever was leaking in the relationship. This person didn't put in any real effort to be a complete and wholesome partner. At least if they did in the beginning, they somewhere along the line of the middle towards the end of the relationship started to not do those things anymore. They became unreliable is what I'm hearing. Why is the Chariot here? Chariot is Cancer energy. Justice is Libra energy. I'm not sure if I said it, but just to clarify in case I didn't. So with the Chariot, you have generous. Give me more. So you have yearning in the reverse. And then you have provider in the upright. No, actually, this means both, provider and protector. So the Chariot is the fastest moving card in the tarot deck. So at some point in time, I feel this Cancer Chariot energy is yours. At some point, you stopped wanting or yearning to be the stability, to stop being generous. I feel like in the relationship, as much as you loved your person, you were willing to pull down the moon to give them the stars kind of thing. and you were being both the provider and the protector. So you were protecting yourself, you were providing for the both of you, and you were being very generous with not only your time and energy, with your love and everything else that came along with that relationship. You were also very generous with this person, and I feel like they took advantage of it. And once you started to catch on to the fact that it wasn't being appreciated, you wanting to please your person in all of these ways stopped with a quickness. You started to move in another direction and control the narrative to be able to see your way out of that situation. And that's when you started to get into your Ice Queen mode, or your Ice Queen energy. Why is Ice Queen here? Why is Ice Queen here? Thank you. You have loyal. Give me more. One more, Spirit. And then you have neglect. So at this point, you were being neglected by this person, and or they feel like you neglected them, but I don't see how that would be possible if they went from Emperor energy to aggressive and all of that. But then again, this is more speaking towards mutual energies between the both of you. You felt neglected, which is why you had to put on this protective outer shell of being an Ice Queen. While you did still love and care for your person, you knew that you were being taken advantage of, that things were unbalanced and unfair, justice and reverse energy. And so you pulled back on doing the nice things and acting like the sweetheart. And you started to operate in your masculine energy instead. And I feel as though your person felt as though they were being neglected in the relationship when they really weren't. You were doing everything humanly possible to please them, bending yourself backwards, like bending, you know what I mean? You were twisting yourself into a pretzel trying to please this person and make sure everything was equal. And this person just kind of took advantage of that and started abusing your trust and your love and your giving nature. And as a result, it created an imbalance, which is probably why that tower moment happened in the first place, because spirit needed to separate you away from this karmic masculine so they could get their karma without you getting hit as a result of standing too close to this train wreck. And they were also being dishonest about a lot of things. They were neglecting your feelings as far as whether or not you had suspicions, questions, or anything else of that nature, because you were loyal. And they knew that. So if they were to cheat or do anything underhanded, because again, dishonesty is here under justice, under reverse. So they were lying about something. And once they start acting different in any kind of abusive ways, mentally, physically, or emotionally, it usually means that there's something they're trying to cover up outside of the relationship that they don't want you to know about. And because you were loyal, they took advantage of that as well, knowing that if they were doing anything behind your back, they didn't have to worry about you doing anything behind their back, because you were loyal, you were dependable, you were their twin flame, you were their, you know what I mean? They wouldn't dare dream of you being able to have the nerve, the gall, or otherwise the imagination to step out on them. And then, like I said earlier, with the spiritual sickness that was indicated in the earlier pulling of the cards, this person came to you at a time when you were not at your best, when you were not a polished diamond, when you were still a lump of coal, doing things, turning up, you know, you get me? Like, you weren't in your angel wings energy at that time. And that's usually when the universe will bring you a karmic masculine or a karmic femme to teach you a lesson about what needs to change in your life. Why is temperance in the reverse here? Damn it, I went towards an hour. Ugh. I swear, time be moving differently. When I see other tarot readers that I watch for my own personal readings do their readings, I swear they keep it under 30 minutes or exactly 30 minutes to 40 minutes, and I don't know how they do it. Like, we must be operating on a different time plane or something, time frame or something, because my videos always go an hour or longer. All right, so for that, for temperance in the reverse, we have hatred, we have mentally abusive, and we have dominance. And right here on the card, it says extremism, imbalance, disharmony, and excess. So again, this would be speaking to what you were going through in this relationship as it started to go downhill. This man and or a woman, but I'm going to refer to it as a man since I see karmic masculine here, but you can switch the energies around as needed if it resonates with your particular situation. So this person started to have a certain kind of level of hatred for you, because they kind of had a love-hate relationship with themselves while they were egotistical. You popped that bubble and made them feel insecure. So they started to essentially hate you for it, because you being pretty and confident, or handsome and confident, abundant. Remember, we pulled you as the Empress in the tarot deck, which is, she embodies all of the queens of the tarot deck. It made this person feel a certain kind of way as to how you could maintain such a good heart and a good energy while they were doing underhanded, dishonest shit just to get by, or what they felt like they needed to do to get by. And then with mentally abusive, this could have came in the form of, again, these arguments that you tried to compassionately navigate through, offer solutions for, and it seemed like this person either didn't care or was too lazy to help contribute to the solutions that you were trying to bring to the relationship to save it before it broke apart. And that was all because they were abusing their power. I don't know where it is. Maybe here it is right here. Ace of Wands in reverse. Misuse of power. They were trying to dominate you. They were trying to make you submissive. There's a certain change that they didn't want to go through at some point in time because they were lazy. They didn't want to do certain hard things to sustain the relationship, as we've seen it earlier on in the deck, where things were equal give and take, and they were taking care of you as they should have been doing. Why is Five of Wands here in reverse? Oh, your person is trying to hide his energy or her energy real good. You have humiliation. Give me one more. That one looked like it wanted to pull. You have violent. And you know what? So it doesn't go any longer, I'm just going to try to do a 2 pull minimum, and if I need further clarification, I'll do 3. So with the Five of Wands being here, it speaks of avoiding conflict, lacking growth, lack of energy, missed opportunities, and lost battles. I feel like you had to fight against this person. They may have physically harmed you. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I'm just about to briefly touch up on the DV situation. A possible DV situation. We don't know this to be true. It could be different for all of you, but you wanted to avoid conflict with this person, Five of Wands, because they had a tendency to get violent, mean, and nasty. Again, with the abusing power, being unfair and imbalanced, dishonest to boot, with a possible third party lurking somewhere in the corner. They were trying to, again, dominate you. into submission, so you wouldn't ask questions, so you wouldn't snap back, so you wouldn't stop giving them whatever it was they felt like they needed or wanted from you. And again, remember we said that this person felt threatened that you were pretty. They felt threatened that you were no longer feeding their ego. So now they felt humiliated, which could lead to, again, all of this fighting that you didn't want to go through. It drained your energy. You weren't growing and showing up for yourself or anybody else. Wow. Oh, and then hope flew out of the deck. So you had hope that it would get better, that this person would probably go back to the sweet, kind person that you knew before it all went down like this. But unfortunately, it does not look like it ever, the wrong never righted itself. I think you guys split ways before you could come to any good terms. Why is Judgment here? And Judgment is going to be, what is Judgment? Jesus and Christmas. Judgment is Sagittarius energy. Sorry. So Judgment, under Judgment, you have Curious. Give me one more. That looked like it wanted to pull. You had Curious and Control. So again, this speaks of you being curious about this rebirth or this awakening or this renewal that you were having. So it prompted you to further dig your heels into growing from the situation, because I feel as though this person had kept you stagnant. So you started to wonder what I'm hearing what life would be like without them. Like, how much farther would you be able to get on your own if you didn't have this person dragging you down, constantly feeding on your energy and your other resources because they wanted to control a certain situation? And this control could also speak of you wanting to control, this could also speak, hold on, I just had it. Spirit, bring it back to my mind. Power 3, bring it back to my mind. Ah, there it is. And you took control by making a judgment call on this person in this relationship. You decided it no longer served you, and as a result, you are where you are in the present day times, whether or not you are with this person, communicate with them, or whatever have you. You made, from what I can see, a tower moment happen. But it was a good tower for you and a bad tower for them. Why is the Lovers here? The Lovers is Gemini energy. Why is the Lovers here? Thank you. You have Panic in reverse. Give me one more. That's too many, Spirit. Come on now. We talk about this. That one wanted to come out. Depression. So when it comes to you and this person, you weren't panicking. You were not worried about the decision that you had to make, because you had already did all the inner reflection to first off heal yourself, Ice Queen energy, and stop giving to this person. And then this person was depressed at some point in time about the judgment call that you made on the situation. They were depressed that you all were no longer lovers. Or remember, this card also means choice. And before it was the Lovers, this card was called the Choice. So they were depressed about the choice that you had made to no longer be lovers. Why is Ace of Wands here in reverse? That one wanted to pull. You have Disgust. That one wanted to pull. And sadistic in the reverse. This is... So I feel like you were disgusted with this person after a certain point in time. In their actions and overall the way that they carried themselves. They were not the same person that they used to be or who they portrayed themselves to be. And with sadistic being in the reverse, it means that someone was not sadistic. And with the Ace of Wands being in reverse, with lack of inspiration, block creativity, frustration, and misuse of power, this person was frustrated that they couldn't be sadistic to you. They couldn't come up with any creative ways to torture you or mentally entrap you or put you in pain. They lacked inspiration to do fucked up shit to you, I guess. It frustrated them that they were not able to abuse you in these sadistic ways that they were acting aggressively upon at one point. Because we do have the abuse card out here somewhere where it was alleged through the cards that they physically put their hands on you. Let me get one more on sadistic. Why is sadistic here? Why is sadistic here? Come on, pull. You have envy. Now, envy is different from jealousy. People who are envious of you will kill you or will attempt to do so. Being jealous is, you don't really like a person. You could be cordial to them, but you can let them know that, hey, I really don't fuck with you, but I'm a decent human being, so I'm going to have the base level of respect. You get what I'm saying? A jealous person is going to let you know they dislike you and move about their day, but an envious person will take you out Selena style. So it gives me that because you were disgusted with them, they wanted to do something sadistic but couldn't, and it was because of envy. Because of envy. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so with sadistic being in reverse to the Ace of Wands and envy, I feel as though this person could, if they were doing sadistic stuff and couldn't do it anymore, it's because they were no longer able to misuse their power over you. They wanted, at some point in time, how did I want to word this? Because they were envious of you, more than likely the things that they did to mess around with your mental or emotional couldn't be done anymore because they ran out of ideas. They got frustrated with the fact that it didn't affect you anymore. They could not misuse their power because you stepped into a different kind of energy and you're an earth angel. The universe and powers that be weren't going to allow that to happen for long. They only allowed it to happen long enough for you to wake up and leave the situation. Why is the Tower here? Why is the Tower here? Give me 2, please. Thank you. Exactly 2. I appreciate it, Spirit. Power 3. These both came out in the reverse. So emotionally abusive and rage came out in reverse. So this person can no longer rage at you or be emotionally abusive, because with this tower moment happening, as soon as you changed your mindset, your heart chakra, and your intentions and started doing things for you, for the love of you, and not this person who was acting. I'm surprised I haven't seen the devil out here yet, Capricorn energy, because if they were acting in this nature, um, if they were acting in this nature or in this way, it would have been inevitable that a tower moment came along. So once you elevated your vibrations, the tower happened. Again, it was good for you, bad for them. The chaos, upheaval, and sudden change. Well, the chaos and upheaval came on this masculine's part. The revelation and sudden change happened with you. This person can no longer abuse you mentally or take their frustrations out on you by punching down on you like some sort of gym bag, because you elevated beyond that, both mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Why is the Two of Swords here? Why is the Two of Swords here? That one looked like it wanted to pull, but I'll try and get a jumper for you so it flies out of the deck. There we go. So you have in love, in lust, or both. If it was tilted this way, it would stand for in love. If it was tilted slightly this way, it would be in lust, but it is both. So this person is both in love with you and in lust with you. And you have unfaithful in the reverse, struggle love in the reverse. So because you refused at one point in time to see this person for what they are, I believe as you transitioned into your new sense of self, you now change this card from not wanting to see, from putting rose-colored glasses on the situation, to defense mode. Now you are not letting anything get by you. No matter if this person is in love or in lust with you, it doesn't matter. They can come back in declaring their love, wanting to have makeup sex, and you are not going to be for hearing the bullshit, because you already know what lies underneath those intentions, okay? And you also are let's see, unfaithful in the reverse. You're also being faithful. There's no more struggle love for you. And unfaithful doesn't mean necessarily in relationships. It could mean that you are now honoring yourself in such a way that you're not going to be unfaithful to what's fair to you. You're prioritizing yourself. There's no more struggle love. You are not going to ever let somebody have that type of power and control over you in your life again, because again, you are blocked off emotionally. Them long ass swords ain't letting nobody get by it. And you now know your worth and your value, and you are not going to be going back to Karmic Kevin or, whomever think they're going to come back in your life or enter your life and do the same thing that this person has done to you to get you to this point. Yes, it was a good thing that they came into your life because it caused you to have to change something, which in turn worked out in your favor. Now you're abundant. Now you're getting everything positive that's supposed to be coming to you. The universe is blessing you. Your skin is glowing. Your hair is flowing. Like everything is going good for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're getting unexpected money from out of nowhere. The universe is blessing you. So yes, while you did have to go through that fucked up situation with Karmic Kevin over here, his name is Karmic Masculine, but I'm gonna call him Karmic Kevin, fuck it. You now have the life that you've always wanted but didn't realize that you needed, because now this person is going to have to go through the same change that you went through and become a better person instead of a trash human being. They're going to have to go from being the garbage man to the postman, okay, delivering good news everywhere. But until that person does that, they are going to suffer without you. And I guarantee you that they are going to be back, because they're not going to find anything of substance out there except for lower level ranking demons like themselves. So trust, best believe, collective, you have to stay strong, keep your swords up, because this person will be back, and they're going to be back with a bag full of tricks. Magic Mike over here. Oh, you can't see my guy. There you go. There you go. My bad, bestie. All right, let's see why the Six of Cups is here. I will grab you out one of these oracles to see what's the last thing your person wants to say to you, or what's on their mind, and then what you can do for your own healing and restoration. So you have attentive for the Six of Cups, and you have greedy. So the attentive speaks to, I believe, this person is now paying attention while they're reminiscing about you, about the generosity that they had, the grace that you gave them. You may have been childhood sweethearts, so maybe they're taking a blast from the past about the good times from when you guys were in high school, and the dating phase for you all, and when you guys moved in together and got your first college couch, whatever it may be. This person is now paying attention. They're reflecting and looking back on what they had with you, and they are in deep regret because of it. And they were greedy with your generosity. They didn't realize until you split ways with them that they were being exceptionally greedy. I feel like that's all that they're replaying in their mind now, was how selfish they were. And maybe if they would have given more to you, you wouldn't have walked away. I know that's right. You got to sit in it sometimes like a shitty diaper. So let's see, what are we gonna get here for your advice here, or how this person is feeling about you. I'm trying to figure out what deck it is that I want to use. Collective. All right, so let's see. Do I like the feel? Yep, we'll use this one here. All right, Spirit, Power of 3. What does this person have to say to the collective? What's on this person's mind when it comes to the collective? What do they need to know about this person's intentions going forward for their highest good? Power of 3. Holy Spirit. What do they need to know about their person, their intent, and what's currently on their mind in regards to them? One more time, collective. Give me 3 cards that express this truth. Give me 3 cards that expose this truth. Give me 3 cards that illuminate the mind of the person the collective loves and is in love with the collective. You have rejecting you was protecting myself. I was being selfish. Exactly, 2 more. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Power of 3. I love it when you all work with me. This one says, I don't understand what you see in me. I don't feel attractive. Remember earlier we were saying that this person was jealous of you because you were pretty and that you weren't feeding their ego, so they probably felt humiliated or unattractive. Can't make this shit up, I'm telling you. And then for the 3rd card, it says, it's difficult for me to process my emotions. I am not available right now. Oh, that's going to mess around with my ADHD. Only seeing 3 cards. I feel like there should be an even number. I'm going to grab one more for you, collective. Let me get one more. Spirit and Power of 3. Let me get one more for the collective. I said one more, but two came out, so I'll take it. It says, I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and lost. This is why that person was acting the way that they were acting towards you. I told you they had some sort of internal turmoil or issues that they needed to work on, whether it be childhood wounds, abandonment issues, or whatever the case may have you. And then for the last card, it says, my pride and ego got hurt. Damn it, I can't make this shit up. Didn't I tell you when ego was in the reverse? It's because you weren't pumping up their ego. So, I swear to God. All right. I'm sorry. That just blew me. So it said, my pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. God diggity damn it. I love it when it gets clarified at the end as well. So everything that we've been speaking about as far as pride and ego, and you get it. You've been sitting here for an hour and 27 minutes. You know what we read, what we saw. Everything lines up. So that is what your person currently feels mentally, emotionally, spiritually, probably even physically. And now to see what you need to do for your highest good to heal yourself from this toxic situation. Now, it's not to say that your karmic will never come back to you. Even if they are gallivanting around, sleeping with other people, they have to endure their tower moment, get through it just like you got through yours, to come out on the other side of it clean and karma free, free of karmic debt. Especially since we've seen twin flame. So not only were they your karmic masculine, but they were also your twin flame. So now that means that, you know, this person, when they do come back to you, they'll come back correct, because they would have learned their lesson and have ascended and know how to treat you. And they will know how to treat you because the universe would have humbled them so bad, they'll put two and two together to figure out, hey, my life is shit because I treated the collective like they were trash. And I shouldn't have done that because they were earth angels. By going against them, I practically went against God. So when this person comes back to you, if you do decide to give them a chance, they will be coming back with the intent to do right by you. Now, I just want to put a disclaimer in there. If you have been in the karmic masculine feminine world long enough through tarot to know that sometimes they will come back, and they will come back still unhealed, but cloak it as if they are healed and have done the work. You have to use your discernment. That is another message that Spirit, you know, is throwing in here last minute. While your person may come back to you healed and whole and ready to marry you and make things right and give you babies, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, the 10 of Cups wish fulfillment kind of life, you also have a lot of these karmics and twin flames running around here masquerading as if they have done the healing. And you have to, with your new spiritual self awakening and third eye and intuition being on point, use discernment. I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there, okay? Karmic masculines and twin flames 9 times out of 10 come back, but 50% of them come back healed, and the other 50% come back wolf in sheep's clothing. So please do be aware of that, collective. All right, let's get as many cards that's on this table out for you and your highest good as far as healing goes. What does the collective need to do for their own good, for their highest good? Thank you. So you have inner child. You have hole in the soul. Give me more. Okay. You have temptation. Let me get 2 more. Exactly, 2 more. Love that for me. And you have help from above. and courage. Sorry, y'all. I had to pause the video. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got all 5 out here. All right, so Spirit is encouraging you to, since you just got out of this traumatic situation, to make sure you look deep within yourself and heal any inner child wounds that you may have. Because as you very well may know it, like attracts like. So there was something about you that at one point attracted this karmic masculine. It could be daddy issues. It could be mommy issues. It could be abandonment issues as to why you felt like this person was your person. So a spirit, again, is encouraging you to look at your inner child, and childhood traumas if you have any, and deal with those, so that way you don't find yourself back in the same situation. Okay, with hole in the soul, it really does cut deep when somebody that you love does all the things that they've done. Oh, I can't speak right now, my daughter's distracting me, I'm sorry. It really cuts, it really does take a piece of your soul. It really does put a large hole in it when somebody that you love, the way that you love them, did what they did to you. So in order to make sure that you have healthy relationships going forward, Spirit is urging you to fill the gap in your soul, nourish your soul, do things that feed it, whether that be healthier foods, travel, eat, love, pray kind of shit. I don't know. Just nourish your soul, repair that as well. Not just the outside, not just the brain, not just the heart, but cleanse the soul as well. And with temptation being here, Spirit is more than likely urging you not to be tempted to go back to this person until they have 110% healed. And or if they don't heal or never heal and they pop back up like the ghost of Patrick Swayze, okay? Spirit is urging you not to fall into that temptation, because if they don't heal, if they don't come back, whatever the case may be or the outcome, Spirit and the universe do have somebody that is your divine counterpart waiting for you out there, okay? Please believe it. And with help from above, this just goes to further confirm that you are universally favored, that you are being watched by your spirit guides and your angels. They are protecting you at this time. So you have no need to worry about the direction of your life going forward. You are blessed, okay? Remember, Earth Angel popped up in the reading. And then Spirit is telling you to have the courage, okay? It looks to me like here goes your masculine hunting you through the woods, okay? Hunting you through the woods, like looking for you, all right? And as you can see here, somebody's it looks like it could be you, ready to grab him up and, I don't know, look like you want to suck his blood. Don't know what's going on there, but take it as you will. Use your imagination. Just know that Spirit is encouraging you to have courage. Encouraging you to have courage dealing with this situation going forward, whatever it is that you decide to do. All right, guys, we finally reached the end of this reading. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. If any of this resonated with you, please remember to click the like, share, or sub button. If not for the content, then for the support and encouragement. Remember, a little bit goes a long way for me, and I'd greatly appreciate it. So as always, and for your highest good, remember, as above, so below. I wish you abundance and blessings. Namaste.